Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Big episode coming up this week. Age is ready. He's pumped. He's got his Blues jersey on.
Mate,
1 week early.
I'm a week early, but I'm so excited. No one cares about bye footy.
You know it's not tomorrow night.
I know. It's exactly a week away from now,
Yeah.
and I think all eyes are on the decider. It's the main event. It's the Super Bowl of the NRL calendar. Origin decider.
You
Doesn't
can't get
much
better than this. It's in Sydney as well. So
Yeah.
last year we beat you in Suncorp decider. Maybe you guys might turn the clock this year. But
Maybe.
speaking of Queensland, you've obviously made a host of changes. Some forced, some unforced. Hammer, fullback for Ponga. Thoughts on that one?
I think that I had a feeling they would go with that.
Yeah.
Walsh did well on the weekend. I thought if they went with Walsh, I wouldn't have been surprised. But Hammer coming out and scoring 4 tries probably didn't do him much favours.
Yeah.
And then I think Hammer just being there already, in the first 2 games sort of makes sense, and he just goes back there.
He's the first player to play in 3 different positions across 3 different games.
Yeah.
Which just
Shout
shows how
out to the
versatile
random
he is.
stats guy. I saw that pop up. I was like,
Yeah.
that's very impressive in Origin history. So, But I thought the fact that he was already in the squad, I thought they would just do a straight swap, Ponga for Walsh, so nothing else changes.
Yeah.
So that's what my thinking was, and Walsh has been there and done that.
I just
Hammer
think
hasn't
with-
played
I
fullback
think
in the
with
Origin arena.
Walsh, he's just got a few errors in him that Queensland probably can't afford at this point in time.
Especially with the roster you got. You
Yeah.
need a
Like,
pitch perfect
We've got to
game.
be not safe, but
Yeah, he's got errors, but he also has flair, and
He does have
can
flair,
create
yeah.
something out of nothing.
yeah. But
Whereas Hammer's more just pure speed, support play. He'll be there. If he hits through the hole, he's gone.
safe.
Yeah,
he's safe back there. So
I just don't know how good he would be running out of his own end, like taking contacts. In Origin, the first 2 games, he sort of just copped a shot and fell down. So
Yeah.
that'll be his only weakness. But he's dangerous.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like,
Speed kills.
if you would have said to me at the start of the year, pick the Queensland centres, no chance I'm picking Shibasaki and Toya.
yeah,
Game 3
Shibasaki I didn't
decider.
see coming.
He wasn't even in the Broncos team to start the year, like as a predicted team. So
He was in Q Cup last
Q
year.
Cup, he's on a training trial for 80K. He's currently on 80K now.
Is he?
He's on 80K.
He's on a training trial.
I think he's
Surely
on like
got
a minimum
upgraded.
contract.
He had to have got an upgrade before.
I think I read something where it was like he's on 80K.
Either way,
I don't know. Don't
fair
quote
play.
me, but I read it. Anyway, he's getting 30K for this
He's
game.
had a good year though.
But yeah, incredible year.
He's
No
had
one
a
saw
good
it
year.
coming. It's a credit to his form. And yeah, fair play to him. Hopefully he does well, but not too
I
well.
think he'll do well.
Yeah.
I think so. And then obviously the other one, Josh
Love it.
Papali'i coming in for Mo Fotuaika.
Yeah.
I think when I was watching games 1 and 2 or whenever Fotuaika was playing, he was both games.
Yeah,
Was he
played
in?
both games. Yeah.
Just very average. Just didn't play.
Probably didn't have that punch.
No, it
that
didn't. And I
Billy
felt like
wanted.
it was almost just like, all right, just go play your minutes. Whatever you do, it's not going to affect the game.
Yeah, but for Papali'i to come out of retirement, Origin retirement or international retirement,
It's pretty
Answer the
big.
call
It's
for
pretty
Billy,
big
it's
from
huge.
him, but like he's been in good form recently, so it makes sense.
and he's just like a presence on the
yeah.
field. You
And
know?
I see what Billy's doing, bringing all of these vets. So he brought in Capewell back.
Yeah.
Now he's bringing in Papa. Like he's bringing in players that have been there, done there, won't get overwhelmed by the occasion.
Yeah, they know it.
So it makes sense. But I think with Fotty, I feel like he's too nice. I feel like he doesn't have a hating bone in his body. Like he doesn't hate
calling
the
him
Blues.
soft.
I'm not calling him soft. He'd
Okay.
steamroll me.
His team, all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Anyone will steamroll us. But
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, like, I feel like he doesn't hate Blues. That's the only thing. I
want
feel like
someone
he's
to
a
hate
bit
the
too
Blues.
nice.
Okay.
I think Papa, he hates the Blues, and I don't mind the change.
Yeah. What about the Blues? 1-17, no change.
I mean, I expected
Did
it.
you expect any changes?
I thought maybe Keon
Keon, I
maybe
thought
would
was
have
a
gone in
shout.
for Steph.
Yeah.
But then I'm also like, you know what I mean? Like they were obviously hell-bent on Steph. Game 1, they put him in the extended. Game 2, they've picked him. Like I didn't think Keon was getting in, and especially after South got towed up.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty crazy New South Wales to not change their side. It's never been done in our recent history,
Yeah.
but we have been losing a lot of games recently.
But that second half,
So I
you
think-
probably wouldn't change anything, right?
Yeah,
they
like
were
our second half was
running
good.
downhill.
We can score points, but yeah, I thought maybe Steph could have gone. Even Max King was in a bit of doubt there. Like
We only played 20 minutes.
yeah, like he didn't really make too much of an impact game 2, but he was good game 1. So
Yeah.
being unchanged doesn't bother me. I think we still get the job done, but we will have a full in-depth preview for
Stats,
game 3
predictions,
decider.
matchups.
When are we going to post it? Sunday night?
Sunday night.
We'll be posting Sunday night. It'll be like a nice bite-sized 15-minute, 20-minute ep.
Yep.
and usually gets a lot of traction. So hopefully we hit some winners because all eyes will be on this game.
Yeah.
Well, before we look ahead to round 18, obviously plenty of bye-round footy coming up. We've got to talk about the Panthers-Bulldogs game. On the Thursday night, it feels like so long ago now, but we'll go over it. What I thought was probably close to one of the games of the season, which is funny given the scoreline was 6-8.
Yeah.
I think it probably
delivered.
was. It was literally
That
like
was
a grand
so
final
good.
game, like finals feel.
Yeah.
As we mentioned on last week's pod, like it feels like a finals vibe in last week. Like there was a lot of close matchups, and that delivered. That was an epic game.
And some of those defensive efforts in that game were incredible.
Tracy did 2 alone in the first half.
Yeah,
It
on
was
Talangi,
spectacular.
Yeah, they were insane.
The thing that
those
was
ones.
the best about the game is there was so much hype that everyone was like, Panthers are on the rise.
Yeah.
Bulldogs obviously top of the table.
Yeah.
They're keen to play. And it literally delivered for a Thursday night. But I'm more impressed by the Panthers, like how quickly they've turned things around.
Yeah.
I mean, you say quickly, but they've just gradually been better and better. And to do it now, they've finally got all their origin stars back in the squad. Plus, like, Talangi's come out of nowhere. A few outside backs too.
Casey
delivered.
McLean was unreal
Oh,
against Critter.
so
he had him
good.
locked up. Like you
So
don't see
good.
Critter being
And
handled
it was
like
in
that.
his face as well.
Especially
about
for a
it.
young
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good to say.
And he handled the moment. So
It's
he
good.
was probably his best game I've seen him play.
The
If you're-
Panthers, you don't want to verse them.
No,
in
I was going to
finals.
say, if they're like where they're situated on the ladder, if they sneak into that top 4,
don't
it's
wanna play
like,
them
fuck, here we go again.
Not again.
I think
not
they're
5.
so good in the close games
Oh,
Yeah.
because Cleary's
shit.
kicking game is so good and they don't deviate from the game plan.
No.
They literally they will complete their set, they'll kick to the corner, they'll trap you in a corner and they'll repeat
They
it
go
until
on
you,
autopilot
until
and
you
just
crack.
go and just go.
That's why they're so good in the arm wrestle.
But if
and
you're
that's
the
what finals
Dogs,
footy
are you
is.
walking away from that game disappointed, or are you happy with are you happy with the effort?
I think you're disappointed in the result, but I think you're happy that you only
you had to be
conceded a
happy.
fucking charge down.
Yeah.
Without the charge down, you win. Like
And they
didn't-
probably could have won
their
at the
goal line
end there.
defense was good. Yeah.
Why didn't they go for the 2? I'll never know.
That's something they would want back.
I'll
like
never
with a
know.
big boot like Burden, you just fucking roll the dice.
I don't
and take
even
the
know
two.
if it was high either. It's a big call to make at that
Yeah.
stage. He didn't even get charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't even high as well.
No, I don't think it was high. But
No.
like, I think Serrato, if he had his time over, he'd call for the 2. But they nearly got there, short in the end. But
Even at the
yeah,
end,
it's not the worst.
Yeah.
the last play,
Yeah,
Critter
that
threw it
last pass went
think-
behind him.
They need to sort out what they want to do, though, moving forward.
with
For
the halves.
Dogs,
Yeah.
I think when Galvin came on, they just they went backwards a little bit.
I feel like it's hard for him. You can't be on the bench as a half the
I
whole
know.
game
And
and
then-
then get into the game when the game's
and
really
then try
over.
and get into the
You
rhythm
need to
of-
build into it.
Like,
So
it's hard.
I feel like they're shooting both themselves in the foot, like for Galvin's sake and for the team.
Yeah.
Like it looked good in patches, but they need to stick with the half combo for the whole game.
Who would you go with? What's your spine going forward?
I'm going, obviously, Tracy fullback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. Someone might want Birdo. So I'll go Tracy fullback,
Yeah.
Birdo and Galvin halves, and then Marnie hooker.
Sexton gone.
I think so.
What do you do, Jim?
I think I'd go Tracy, Birdo, Galvin, Sexton that night.
Wow. Okay.
I think I'll go with what's been winning him games before Galvin came with the normal spine of Tracy, Marnie
And
Hooker,
Galvin still on the
Burden
bench.
6, Sexton 7. Because I think
But do
Sexton.
you want Galvin to come on and play 7?
I think Galvin's just there for backup. I want Galvin to go in the middle of the field when they need a spark and just play like a ball playing lock.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to change their spine.
But it hasn't been working that
And if there's
well.
an injury, they can shift it. But they haven't tried it yet. Like just having Galvin on the field
In the middle.
as a
Yeah.
middle, like
Always
how
shift.
Bailey Hayward plays.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Like Galvin's
But
got
then
the
there's
height.
so many of them in there.
I
Like,
know.
you got Hayward, Galvin.
Man.
Yeah, you don't have them all on
like-
the same time, but like, fuck, he's just there for cover
but
on the
they've
bench.
got to figure it out because I don't think
Yeah.
they can roll with this Galvin coming on 20 minutes to go,
No.
game on the line.
Buzz,
I don't
on,
like it.
Buzz on 360 reckons that like they're just trying to keep Sexton happy because they obviously needed him this week for the bye-round footy just in case Birdo went off to 18th man. Then
No way.
next week they're
I feel
like
pulling the
like
trigger.
Sexton's been good
Sexton's
though.
been probably
Like
yeah,
he set up that
one of their
he was a
best.
hand in that try that they scored in the first half.
My
like,
issue is they signed Galvin like this year.
Yeah, I
like
know.
they're not playing. They didn't sign
Yeah.
Galvin to play bench or in cup.
Yeah.
but it's hard to change your winning formula. That's why it doesn't make sense.
But that's
for
why I
Sexton
think
to
they
go.
did it. Yeah, I know it
Yeah.
doesn't make
Like
sense. but I'm
Galvin
like-
next year makes sense to start fresh with him, but
Yeah.
I don't know. They're winning games. Like why
And
change
first,
it?
they're coming first.
Or,
like, what's going
are
on?
they still first or Raiders? Then?
Raiders jumped
Raiders,
them now.
Raiders
now,
jumped
but
them
like
now.
yeah, like
Before the
whole
round they
season,
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dogs, yeah.
Go on all day. But
There'll be a
Yeah,
force
but
record.
they'll be there around finals, Dogs.
Yeah,
That
for sure.
defense wins games, especially finals games, and both teams.
And they'll be
top-tier
they'll be
defense.
competitive in the final.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Speaking of other top 4 teams, Broncos and Warriors, they're hanging around there now, in and around. We'll start with Warriors first. I think the sad news, friend of the podcast,
Yeah.
Luke Metcalf, torn ACL. Just rough luck with injury, Luke Metcalf. And
Yeah.
top of the Dally M's as well when they closed it off. It's just so shit to
Yeah,
see.
he was having such a good year, and unfortunately, he did his ACL.
Poor bloke, just injury prone, which sucks because
It's a cruel game.
he's
rugby
such
league.
a talented player.
It's such a
and
cruel game, rugby league, and where does that leave the Wars? Like, are they still now with Metcalf gone? Are they still finals contenders? You reckon?
I think they're going to make finals, no doubt. It's just I don't see him doing that much this final series. Just more so, Metcalf's obviously a huge loss, but let's not forget, a few weeks back, they lost Barnett. You're arguably taking away their best back and their best prop.
Yeah.
Or best forward, you could say. You know what I mean?
I feel so rough for Metcalf. Like, he's had so many injuries. He debuted in 2021, boys. How many
Yeah.
games do you reckon he's played? We had him on the potty.
Yeah,
So we chatted
it's-
about
it's
this.
35,
He hasn't reached 50,
He
has he?
played 41 appearances.
Yeah.
And he was only just starting to find form because
think
everyone
so,
knows
yeah.
what talent he is.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely heartbreaking. I've done my ACL. As soon as I saw it, I was like...
Did you think
I
it was an
felt-
ACL straight away?
Not,
I thought he
not
got
straight
winded.
away, but when NRL physio posted the photo of the knee bending inwards, that's the typical ACL motion.
Yeah.
So no matter what it is, like it just, it looked like an ACL.
you rarely see
I feared
those-
that it was another broken leg or something. 'cause
Yeah,
he
you really
broke
see
it
those
last
like
year.
ACL tears where like it's like a collision,
Yeah.
like side on.
Well, I think
usually
NRL
wrong.
physio posted Pezzett. did it
Yeah,
that way
same
as well.
thing. Yeah,
Same thing.
So it's absolutely cruel. Like 41 games in five years. Like it's rough. But yeah, as you guys touched on, it's going to be hard for them to continue this, especially because he was like their whole team essentially in attack. He was creating everything.
They've got replacements like obviously Tanner Boyd's
been
halfback,
killing it
and
in
you've got
cup.
Yes.
Tamare Martin as well. But
yeah.
then they lost Chance as well. It's just another back that they don't need to lose.
Yeah, exactly. I think you'd put Tanner Boyd straight in the way he's going in cup.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
And he goal kicks as well.
And
So you don't have to
Tamare
rely on
fullback or
Pompey.
Tuapiki.
Could do even Sheck. I think Warriors
Sheck,
fans
yeah,
would
Sheck
want to see
fullback.
Sheck. Like the try-saving tackle he did on Karapani was, you
Yeah,
know,
that's- yeah, that
that
was
was
good.
textbook. Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind Sheck at fullback. You could even do Tamare or I don't even know.
There's a
I'd
few
probably-
options.
I'd probably go
Tuapiki?
Sheck.
Two pickies there.
Yeah. Or is he fit?
Yeah, he's still fit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you go to a picky Sheck, I reckon.
it's tough for the Wires. But on the other end, Broncos, they're found
they-
form. I think Walsh has been a big part of that
Yeah.
form line.
Walsh coming back in.
Ezra Mam is
I think
as well.
Ezra is a big part as
Yeah.
well because now Reynolds controls the right and Ezra's got that left locked
Yeah,
up.
and then like Ezra will sweep as well
Yeah.
to the right, and then
Yeah, and Ezra's just so good because he's a threat running and he can do a little cheeky kick and his passing game's really good as well.
I think this is where Madge finally excels when he's got his full roster
Yeah.
and they all know their roles and it's like, here we go. This is the go time now. Let's start firing.
and I think Carrigan moving back to lock is just that's his
Mm.
position.
And we were calling for other players in the middle to step
Mate,
up.
Wilson was unbelievable.
I was going to mention that. Xavier Willison.
Yeah.
He's like a mini Payne Haas the way he runs. Like
He was
he's been
good.
incredible and even Jensen's playing decent
So
footy.
they tried Willison at like second row to start. He's not a second row. Like he's out now.
Yeah, I think you got to play Pikura, Ricky. That's
Yeah.
your best back rowers.
Yeah, I think so.
You go with them moving forward.
Carrigan Lock.
And Ben Hunt
Haas
to
and
come
Jensen.
back.
Yeah,
Like,
Hunt
do you
could
throw
slot
him
in at
straight at
9
hooker?
or he could go 14. One of them. He was the Queensland hooker last year, so
Yeah.
he could go straight into
I think
hooker.
you go on Ben Hunt hooker straight away. The prospect
Yeah.
of having Walsh, Mam, Reynolds, and Hunt as your
Yeah,
spine
and
is
then
too
Haas
good
and
to
Carrigan.
turn
Pretty
down.
good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah, Broncos are on the up. We said they're back at one stage, and we said they're
Not
they're
bad. I think
broken.
when we said- I think
and then we said now they're back
Yeah,
again.
now they're back again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little merry-go-round for the Broncos.
I
Up
think
and
when
down.
we said they were back, then they lost. I think
Walsh.
they won
Well, they
one
lost
of
their
their last
games.
6. or
Yeah.
And then we said they're broken, and now they're on in
And
form.
And it's probably
And
not
now
a
we're
good
saying
week.
they're back, and they're going to lose next week.
They're
against
playing the
Titans.
Dogs this week, so they'll
Yeah.
probably lose the other.
Yeah, they'll
Origin
lose the
round.
Dogs, and they'll lose the Titans.
Yeah.
And then the other team not doing too well, Sharks. Disgusting.
When I checked the ladder and I saw that they were 10th, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it's
What's
pretty
ha-
shocking because they
So
were
they're
they were
actu-
sitting tidy in the top 8 for a bit.
I was thinking, they'll make top 4. Like you look at Sharks, like, yeah, they'll probably make top 4.
Yeah, because they got a decent
Top
draw.
8 minimum, top 4.
Now it's like, will they even make the top 8?
Yeah, honestly.
Like-
the way they're playing, like, I don't know what's going on
They're
there.
playing good for 60 minutes. That's it. They can't. They're struggling to put the full 80.
Yeah.
Like against Melbourne, the first 15 minutes of the second half, they were in the game, and they were arm wrestling. They only went to the break down by 6. I was like, this is like Sharks, but they don't want to give up. And then as soon as that last try happened, they gave up. And then the Storm went like bang, bang, bang.
They can't keep going like this, right? Like, I think there has to be some sort of change.
What do you think?
I don't know. Like, do you move Hines?
Where do you move him though? Like, what's his best position?
Do you play Atkinson at 6?
And then where does Hines go?
No, you put Atkinson 6, Hines 7.
But Trindle's been all right. Like he
Trindle,
created a few ops.
I just feel they haven't been working as a team. Like you have players that have standout games, but then the others don't play well. Like we saw Brayley a few weeks back against the Dragons. Unreal game, and the others were a bit quiet.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Will Kennedy's not getting re-signed. Like he's not the X factor that they probably need.
Like they've got injuries. I get that. That doesn't help.
But every team's got injuries and they're still winning games.
Like I feel like this bye is perfect timing for them. Like they need the bye and they need to reset. They had that meeting,
that honesty session.
The honesty session last week. It didn't work.
No, it didn't work.
So they're going to need another honesty session. Then they got Dolphins next week.
Dolphins are hot.
So they got to beat Dolphins.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good test. Then Chooks will be a good test. And I feel like it gets a bit easier for them. Then they got South. Then they got Cowboys. Sharks, Dragons.
Like when they're
Titans. I think they're gonna
when they're on.
They're on. They're a bit of flat track bullies.
I just think like their forward pack's doing a really great job of going forward, but their outside backs aren't probably working the way that they used to. Like Ramian's been a shell of himself this year. Hines, I feel like he's playing really good, but just in and out of games.
And I feel like even like Ero has been a big loss since he was injured.
Ero's out.
So Talakai now in that centre role, he's not as good with his hands.
Well,
like
Talakai's been playing a bench forward for the last 2 years. Now they're playing centre.
There was a few times against Melbourne where he tried to pass, he got jammed in, like either forward pass touched or like he just wasn't icing it off.
And Ronaldo as well. Like, man, I love watching the bloke play, but then I swear he's fucking more angry at players and trying to jam up than score tries and do actual shit.
Yeah,
he's been out of form the last month and a bit, so hopefully he gets back in the scorer's sheet.
Can't score a try to save his life.
Yeah,
poor
it just
bloke.
turns it around because we know he can score. But yeah, what about our South, Mick? We're in big trouble. We lost 5 in a row. Tigers lost 6 in a row. There's a few teams at this time of the year where it's like getting pretty grim.
Yeah.
Some of those tries that the Dolphins scored, jeez.
They were a bit too soft, eh?
A bit soft.
They had a lot of speed against us.
Yeah.
It was I expected more, especially from our middles, going against like an inexperienced Dolphins middle.
I think so, yeah.
So I just thought I was a bit disappointed.
You know when they say
especially getting put 50 on you, like
50's tough.
you know what happens when you get 50 put on you? You can't win the comps.
They say that
history
like,
says
it's the hope that kills you, and like it genuinely was. Because I think South fans, for a lot of it, were like, look, we've still got injuries. The injuries is the big one. Wait
that
till
was
we
your
get them.
best 17 that you could probably field.
Without
right?
obviously without Murray.
pretty much everyone was back.
Yeah, that was it. I mean,
and to get put 50 against
I
the
think
team
that's
that
the
we
problem.
had, that was like the dagger. You know, it's like
it's tough. It hurt.
I thought we were going to win, not let alone get put 50 on and get rolled. So
well, I think that's the tough
It was
part.
tough. And even worse, like Cody getting injured, like, because he was creating a lot of points for us there. And he just can't find any rhythm this year. Just comes back, injury, comes back, injury.
I feel
now
sorry
it's a
for him.
hammy.
Yeah.
I feel bad. It's
I
almost...
want to put something out there.
Go.
Katoa, Dalian.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
This guy is
don't hate it.
incredible.
Do you reckon it's possible?
He's fucking incredible.
Only problem is, I
Like,
think
he's-
Herbie's stolen so many of his points over the last
And
few
same with
weeks.
like Nicarima Hammer. You
Correct.
know?
Like,
Yeah.
He's so good to watch, man.
Mate, I can't believe he's 20. He's doing the shit he's doing. Like,
shit.
actually experienced halfbacks and playmakers are watching his game and being like, how can I do that?
Oh, he's
Like
so
the
good to
inside, the
watch.
stutter, the dummy, the footwork, the kicking game.
Like, he was just toying with that middle. Like, it was just so good to watch.
I think he's got the stat for the highest, like, or most line engagement. So he goes to line. He does that
And I think he has the
inside
most
out.
try assists as well. Like,
yeah.
he's on an absolute tear.
It's
I'm glad he got called into Blues camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad he's a blue.
Yeah.
Holy
100%.
Oh, imagine moving forward Cleary and Katoa in the halves.
Well, imagine if Panthers kept Katoa, Cleary and Katoa right now.
Oh, mate.
That would be fucking game over.
It's good to see, though, Katoa, because for so many years there was that narrative like, this guy's a freak. He's the next big thing. And, like, you saw it in glimpses and patches.
Yeah.
And I think at the Pacific Nations or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And
For
for Tonga, he just went to another level,
And then
kicked
we're
that
like,
field
if
goal.
he keeps that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we saw it. Yeah, that's when we saw it, and we're like, hopefully he kicks on, and he has.
Oh, so good to
Like,
watch.
from where he is at this age of his career,
Yep.
I think he's above, like, Cleary's trajectory on,
Yeah.
like, at 20 years old.
Yeah.
But obviously, Cleary's gone on to win the 4 comps. It's going to be hard to beat, but
Yeah.
if he gets Dolphins even 1 comp, it's a fucking massive achievement.
Oh, he's a good player.
So, yeah, Dolphins got to
Dalian,
keep him.
baby, come
He
on.
won't be going anywhere.
Yeah, Dolphins are actually one of the best teams to watch. They're just so fast and attack. He's
got
so
points in them.
silky.
And they have so many like season-ending injuries, and the next man up,
so many injuries.
next man up, like Kurt Donahue just steps up.
They
he's
actually
gone to
do not have a
another
forward
level.
pack. Like it's all bench forwards at this
It's
point.
like Francis Molo and Donahue, and then like
Josh
the second
Kerr,
rowers.
Keely in their back row.
Nichols, the goat.
Nah.
The young guy, the boot, or he was like a few games in.
Yeah, yeah.
Started, what is it?
Tawa,
Tawa?
Yeah, it's just such a good experienced pack, and the backs are just too good.
They're a good side, the Dolphins.
You don't need a pack when Herbie's fucking running straight through the team.
and offloading. They're a good team.
Okay, well, all our tips, NRL, racing, it's all on Dabble.
Yep.
If you want to back winners, have a laugh with us. Join Dabble. We'll be on the live stream this Saturday.
We are on the live stream.
We had some good luck with the copy bet special, the live stream special last week, or 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks back, yeah.
Got a big
Plenty
winner
of
up for everyone.
giveaways, good fun.
Yeah, giveaways, tips, winners, wheel spinners.
Yeah.
With more giveaways.
How do they sign up, Age?
Sign up using the link in the bio, using the code Cast Patrol.
Yep.
Or go on the App Store and download Dabble, and also use the card Cast Patrol if you're interested.
And just a reminder, what's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
Okay, buy round footy. I know everyone's focused on Origin next week. It's a week away, but right around the corner, round 18, 5 games.
Yep.
Starting off with Dogs, $1.52, taking on Broncos, $2.55.
Bit of value there.
For Bronx,
Bit of value.
ooh, there's a lot of Origin players out, so let's just go quickly over it.
Yeah.
So Dogs, missing Crichton, Karaz, King, and
Saluka
Fafita from the head knock.
Yep.
And then Walsh is out, Hassan Carrigan are out, and Hunt's still out, obviously. So Cobbo goes to fullback, Mariner goes into the centres,
Yep.
and then Hetherington starts, Williston starts, Smoothie joins the bench. This says Hunt and Smoothie join the bench.
Hunt.
Jaden Hunt. That was wicked me out. I'm like, Ben's not back yet.
Sorry, mate.
Jaden Hunt.
Jaden Hunt, yeah.
And then Doggies, Wilson goes in the wing, Twyla centre. Hughes finally gets a run in the pack.
Yeah.
He's starting front row, and Hopboy and Moran join the bench.
Couple
so
of changes.
a lot of outs.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the bigger outs out of these teams?
I'm going to say the Dogs.
Gonna
You
say the
reckon Dogs?
Really?
I just think,
Crichton, Karaz, King.
yeah, like Crichton is such a leader in that team. I think he's such a big loss. I think it was evident in that first bye round when they versed the Dolphins when Critter wasn't there. They got pumped by 40.
Yeah. And they did have Burden that week as well.
And they had Birdo and the like. So I think he's such a, like, I get, Broncos, Haas Carrigan, but, they've got a few good forwards that come in.
Do you think it's the replacements are better for Broncos? Like they
Like
lose
Cobbo.
Walsh, but they get Cobbo.
Yeah.
They lose Shibasaki, they get Mariner,
Like they got a few, these players that would probably be first graders, like, out of the club.
Cobbo's a rep player,
Yeah,
like-
it's like, I just think, and now Karaz, like, got named 18th man. Like, he's another big loss.
Don't get me started with the 18th mans. Like I'm sure Doggies fans are actually raging.
Seriously.
Burden game. Well, who was game one? Did they have Burden?
Campbell.
It was Campbell Graham, and they had Burden game 2. Now Karaz game 3. Like when
Love
they're
the Dogs
playing,
players.
like
Yeah, I know.
just pick someone that's not playing. I know Tot was in doubt, but anyway, I think I'm going to go the Doggies just because they're at home and. I don't know. I just like their defense. I think their defense wins games, and when they're playing like that and saving tries near the line, I think they can hold Broncos out.
Yeah.
But I am liking what like Hunt, Mam, Stags are doing at the moment.
Yeah.
Stags deserves some credit. He's been underrated for.
He's been really good
for
for him.
the
Yeah.
month.
On that right edge.
Broncos
He's been
still have a
back.
good side.
Yeah, they
Like,
still have a good team.
Renault's still there.
Yeah.
I think losing Hassan
The middles,
Carrigan
it's
is
the
probably
middles,
the
It's a
isn't
big
it?
loss. It's a big loss.
Given
Don't
how
get me
much
Yeah.
work those two week in, week
Yeah.
out, it's a big loss.
Whoever wins the middle here probably wins the game because they're
Yeah.
both depleted in the middle.
I'll be going Bulldogs on this one, but yeah, it's. I think the odds that are reflected there should be closer.
Yeah.
Broncos have won 6 of the last 7 against the Dogs. That's
Yeah.
the stat of the game.
Is it going to be wet? Is it still raining by Friday or Thursday?
I think it's meant to rain the whole week in Sydney.
I'll check the weather whilst you
Hey,
guys
you check.
Dogs in the rain. Wee.
Yeah.
Remember last time Broncos played the Dogs in the rain?
It's meant to stop
Remember when
raining for
Dolphins
Friday,
played Broncos
Saturday.
in the rain? No, Dogs in the rain. They
yeah.
lost. So
Yeah.
is it going to stop?
It's going to stop Friday, Saturday.
I'm going to trust the weatherman. I'm going to go Dogs if it's dry.
I'm going to go the Bronx. Bit
Okay,
of value there. I
you
like
go.
the value. Yeah.
Also, quick update, Jim. You now equaled me after a big week last week. You
Had a
got
good week.
7
Had a good
out
week
of 8.
last week. Bloody Parramatta.
So now we're 4 off Mick. We got to catch him.
It's
We'll
getting
get
tight.
him. We'll get him.
It's getting tight.
All right, next game, Raiders $1.28 versus Dragons $3.60. Before we get into this,
Hey.
what about how Dragons have banned JC? He's called the most feared Dragons NRL fan.
Is the guy on TikTok?
This is the guy on TikTok. That is where all the drama's at. I don't want to get too much into it, but I am
I have
loving.
seen a bit of
I'm
it.
loving the drama. I'm loving.
There's a lot of drama.
I'm loving.
Seen a
Like,
bit
is
of
it
it.
called the NRL soap opera? Is that what they call it?
That's what they're calling it.
You know, I'm loving it. Like he's getting investigated, so not much can be said. But you know, I just wanted to touch on it because I am enjoying the beef.
I think there's a line with these things.
Yeah, there is a line. He may have crossed it.
Some, you know, I think anyone's entitled to their own opinion, like we are. Like we sit on this couch and, you know, we have our own opinion. But I think it gets to a point where, you know, you probably don't want to cross that bridge. Sort of thing.
I know for ourselves personally, like we don't try and abuse a player.
Well, we don't get into
We be
that.
critical.
Yeah, I think his
abuse.
argument, like criticism is allowed.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
I'm sure he was being critical and like it was fine for a stage, but I don't know. I haven't watched all his videos,
I
but
haven't
people
seen
were
much
saying
of
he
it.
crossed the line, so maybe he took it a bit too far.
Yeah.
But for the NRL to be investigating, like, it's pretty full
Pretty
on.
big. To be fair, when I watch his videos, like genuinely, I laugh. Like how passionate he gets, and like it actually makes.
And
me
then
like,
he chucks in the swear words in Arabic and
Well, that's
stuff
what I was
like
gonna say.
that.
I don't know what those swear words mean.
I don't know what they mean.
I can't translate it, but all I know
Yeah.
is like these passionate fans, like when
They just want the best for their
They
team.
want the best for the team, and they don't mean any harm. Especially in the way he's gone. But
Like, obviously, he's getting a bit frustrated that, like, Flano's still there and other players are getting dropped and whatnot.
Yeah.
But, just something to keep an eye out for.
He might be in for a world of hurt this weekend because
The Raiders.
they've got a few players out, the Dragons.
Yeah, a lot of injuries, eh?
Couple of injuries out.
So, do you want to go through them, Jimmy?
Yeah, so they've got Hamish Stewart's out, Leilua, Lawson, Couchman, they're all out. So then they're bringing in Finau, Sloan, Faitala Mariner, Pacifica Tonga, Sele, Molo, all added to the 17.
That's a lot of inclusion.
They lose home to Origin.
I feel bad for Couchman, man. He was playing so good this year.
Dislocated again.
Both Couchman's out for the season.
Is he gone for the year?
I think so. Or they got to check with the
it's close
the
enough. It's a
specialist.
dislocated shoulder. And he's done it twice, and so
Where they are, like, probably won't play finals.
I think
like,
so, yeah.
You'd probably just let him.
Well, I
get
think it's just
surgery.
more like you can't just keep doing.
Yeah,
it.
you don't
for the
want to
longevity of his career.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin his shoulder even more. Raiders won 4 in a row versus Dragons. Does anyone see them not going 5 in a row? They've also won 6 in a row this year. The Raiders, they're in red hot form.
Yeah.
They're coming first. And
Last
who do they
week-
lose? They lose
They just lose Huddy.
just one player.
They just lose Huddy.
Tarpany's back with a broken finger. Who cares?
Yeah. Last week, that second half was a bit worrying.
Yeah, they switched off.
When Knights
were
but they
coming
do
home.
that, the Raiders. I don't know.
They do
like
switch
giving
off.
their fans a heart attack.
They're now back at home, GIO Stadium.
Yeah, I think they'll win. They'll win well.
Yeah. And a little tip here, Savage has scored 9 tries in his last 6 at GIO. So if you like that little stat there, Savage at home.
Savage, Raiders 13 plus.
I can't tip against Raiders, and it's fucked. The more fact that like I've tipped them to come last, and they just keep doing it every week.
Every week.
They're like, we're just gonna win. We're just gonna win well, and that's it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Sorry, I'm tipping Raiders. JC, don't come after us. We're going the Raiders. Cowboys, $3.50. Storm, $1.30. Jimmy, don't tell me you're tipping Cowboys here. You
can't do it
with
to
a
yourself,
host of
Jim.
Origin players out.
Tipping the Cowboys.
Do you know who's out?
A few players out.
Right.
Dearden.
Duffy in for Dearden. Robson, Nanai, Cotter's out.
Yeah.
McLean's front row. Edwards hooker. Bateman's back though.
Yeah. And then we get a debutant.
Temple.
Yeah.
That's his name.
Kalipo.
Temple Kalipo.
Yeah. McKay Carter's hooker.
There
on the
you
bench.
go.
Yeah. Number 14.
Someone to watch. So, yeah, why do you think you can win with all these outs? Even that last game wasn't great against
It wasn't
Titans.
great. No, look, it's more of a hope and pray.
Just
than
being
anything.
loyal, aren't you?
And being loyal.
You're being a loyal fan.
I've tipped them every game this year.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah.
So you're like Mick. So
Yeah.
I'm the only unloyal fan right here.
Yes.
And I'm still not even first.
Yeah.
So that shows a
But it's one
lot.
of those games, right? Storm got a few outs as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they lose Coates, Falongo.
Yeah.
Munster
Yeah, Munster.
Grant.
Grant.
and Liero.
Yeah, it's quite
Yeah.
a lot, isn't it?
I was waiting for him to finish the list to read it. He just
Yeah.
he didn't read it. He
I
was
didn't
just
want to
looking-
finish.
he was
I
looking
wanted to just
himself.
tip Storm and move on with my life.
Nah, like,
So
I think
something to think about here.
Yeah, well, Anderson goes to wing. Bradley comes in. Chan's centre. Not too sure if he's a centre. Wish he's a good replacement for Money. Garlic's solid for Grant. Valeppo and Lissardi join the bench. There's a few outs.
My thing
But-
with Cowboys is as soon as these Origin players are out, you go completely the other way. Like 50 by the Dolphins, 40 to that other team. Who'd you
I
play
feel like
the other week?
it's too hard for Drinkwater to do everything.
Yes.
He had a
know,
good
he
game on the
needs-
weekend, didn't
Yeah, he needs like Robbo. He needs Dearden setting him up.
And the hard part for you, like Storm have like great. like Kiwi and international players like Katoa, Hughes
still
is
got a
still
good
there.
team.
We
And
saw
then
it last
Pappy-
week. They went right the
Pappy
whole
doesn't
game.
get
They
picked.
didn't even need to go left. They'll be doing it this week as well.
Yeah. No, it'll be a tough game, but I think it would be good to see, just like in terms of if you're a Cowboys fan, I think Duffy at 7, we'll get another look at him. That's good signs. And then obviously for the
Purdue
future,
stays in the centre.
Kalipo, debuting off the bench,
Yeah.
like something for the future. So.
Yeah, well, that's what buy-round footy brings, right?
Yeah, for
get
sure.
Get to see some of these young guns and up-and-comers that might not get a chance in the normal NRL season game. So,
Yeah.
that's the positive.
Yeah, I think Storm just on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Storm.
Yeah, I'm going to go the Cows.
Okay, on to the second last game. Chooks, $1.24. Tigers, $4. Tigers are currently the most out-of-form team in the comp with 6 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Just behind.
The wheels are gone.
Just in front of
aren't they?
South.
Wheels are
with
done.
5.
Wheels are off.
What's the bus? What's happening with the bus?
Do you reckon they get the spoon?
I don't know.
I think Titans are too shit. They'll get the spoon.
Titans, Tigers, Knights,
I'm so just
Eels.
I'm
I don't want
Nice
to say
without
South,
Ponga.
but we're there.
Nice about Ponga.
Yeah,
And
Pongas.
Sharp. Oof.
Yeah, that's some big losses.
Tiger. I just don't know anymore. I was like hopeful. I was there with them.
Yeah,
They've
Now I
definitely
just don't know.
they've improved this year. Like they're better than the last 3 years they've dished up. But again, it's just the same Tigers sort of come out in patches, and
Yeah,
you're
like
like,
that game
oh.
against Manly was just it's like
they just didn't play great.
They just
did
weren't
not play
good.
until Dewey went to 5'8" and started controlling the ship.
Yeah.
That's when they looked a bit
Well,
better.
he's playing
but
5'8" this week.
now he's back. He's finally at 5'8".
Yeah.
Latu, I like his run first mentality.
Yeah, Latu's
like
good.
he looks dangerous. He's always making half breaks. May's trying his ass off. Pole's been good.
They got rid of Talon as well.
Talon, and then Appy gets concussed, and now they got to play Hope at hooker.
Yeah.
And then someone's on the bench.
I don't know.
Murray or
What are you
something.
boys' thoughts on those mid-season transfers? Are you guys a fan?
Well, I guess
I like them better than
I
the
don't
ones
mind
where
it.
they're signing a year in advance.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Like, if a team wants to clear their cap and upgrade someone,
Yeah,
it
I
makes
guess
sense.
so.
Yeah, and like Para need a hooker, so it makes sense for them to take him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting much time at Tigers, so
I feel like he
But
wanted
I feel
out.
like he was a future at the Tigers.
He should have been.
yeah, until Appy sort of. I feel like he was
But,
getting
like, Appy's
frustrated
getting
behind
on a
Appy.
bit.
Yeah.
I think he was just getting frustrated. Like he knows he's good enough for NRL, and I think
Yeah.
people can see that. And now he's like, I just want to start.
Yeah.
So I assume he. But then they just signed Riley Smith as well, Eels. So
Re-signed him.
yeah, I don't know who's going to start next week, but they'll be dueling for it.
Surely Riley Smith just to like ease
You reckon
talent
Talon
in.
starts
Talon
at the
back
bench?
and
So,
forth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Roosters got a few outs, obviously, through injury, but I just think on paper they probably
Yeah.
have a few stars there. Teddy's still there.
And Roosters,
Quite a lot of
the-
origin outs though.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
But I was gonna
Yeah.
say they're juniors and like youngsters that they put in.
I
step
love
up.
watching those young.
Like Fiketti steps up. Uelu,
yeah.
that's how you say his name. The
Steve-
hooker.
Steve's been,
Steve's been good.
he's impressed me. I wasn't a fan of him when he started. I was like,
He's good.
you know, he's not. He's just so mid, and now he's making breaks. He's
Yeah.
tackling, running his ass off.
Yeah.
Boyd Corner, like he looks like Corner, and he plays as hard as Corner, but obviously
and
he's
then
in the middle
Egan
of the field.
returns, mate. Egan, he just bashes himself every week.
I need Egan to just fucking have a good game, catch the ball, play it safe,
Mate.
and just he needs to get his confidence back.
He's just.
Because he's had a
I'll tell you
few
what,
unlucky weeks.
He has, but he's all effort.
Yeah, he is.
And he
So
goes in there and bashes
just
his
praying
body.
he has a good game for his
Yeah.
sake. And then even
Couple of debutants for them.
a few debuts.
Rodwell,
McCarthy.
and McCarthy,
Yeah.
Max McCarthy. So
Rodwell, if he's on the right wing, he probably scores. That right wing scores
outside
for fun.
Marky Mark, yeah.
Yeah, Teddy loves that right side. Even the young hookers being great for him when he's filled in.
Yeah,
Benaya.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
so
player.
they got good youngsters, as you said. They've been doing it all year. You know, they lost heaps of players, and these young guns are stepping up.
They've still got Sammy Walker to come back.
That's when it gets scary. Roosters have won 9 in a row versus Tigers.
Yeah, I don't think-
Make it 10.
I think that
lock it in. Go on, Chooks.
Remains, yeah, go the Chookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to go past the Chooks.
Okay.
Can't see it.
Last
Last
game of
game.
the round. Manly, $1.33 at home, taking on our South Sydney Rabbitohs, Mick, $3.30. Surprisingly, Rabbits have won 8 of their last 9 against Manly.
You going to tip them?
I am not going to tip them.
Why not?
I gave him faith last week.
Yeah.
Hope, faith, loyalty, and I tipped him against Dolphins. And from what I
I
saw,
thought that was a strange one from you to tip them against Dolphins.
I thought with that team, I thought we could do it with the Dolphins' weak middles.
Yeah.
But obviously their backs just didn't care. I was embarrassed to say the least with that performance. I'm gonna go Manly. I know they played shit against Tigers, but they got the job done.
AJ Fullback.
And they don't lose fucking anyone besides Olak and Brown out to injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, their backline's stacked.
Turbo Center?
Turbo center. Like, I didn't mind what I saw.
He still swept, was
Yeah,
sweeping.
he still
I
played
liked how
both sides.
he was roaming a bit, chasing kicks, sweeping. Yeah, I think it's fine. Lehigh's the future, and you want to give him a chance. He deserves it. That's Seabold was saying.
Turbo can get fit, there's no reason why he can't take that fullback spot.
He might go
Might
back
go
to
back,
fullback.
yeah.
He's still one of the best fullbacks when fit.
Yeah, and Garrick on the wing. I feel like Garrick's a better winger. It works. He's he's a try scorer.
Well, we put the mock on AJ last week.
Yeah,
Didn't
Massive
score.
mock.
didn't score. Trell just tried to overuse that side, and it was a bit too predictable.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't working. It wasn't flowing.
He's going to get a few at fullback.
He goes
this
back
week.
to fullback, and he scored 8 tries in his last 8 games against Manly. I know probably majority were on the wing, but
Yeah.
he can jag a try at fullback.
Okay.
Sweeping, show and go, support play. Yeah, 7 more to go for that record. I think he might get one.
He'll get it.
Yeah,
by-
the
by
record
end of the
eventually.
year. Eventually,
Yeah.
he'll get it.
I'm still sticking by Gold Coast. Gold Coast around 23, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think South win this. We have the wood over Manly. 8 out of the last 9 wins against them. So they're just a team we somehow always beat, regardless of who's in and out of their squad. Losing Trolls a big out.
It's a big
I have,
loss.
like a big loss.
He's been unbelievable for us in
Yeah.
like losing team. Like he's been really good.
and Cody too. So you take away like 2 of our best attacking.
And Sullivan got injured.
players.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a nasty one.
broken tibia or something.
yeah. So who's
Yeah,
our halves?
tough.
Humphreys and who's our 6?
Or Jack White.
Jack
Oh,
White.
Jackie.
To be
6.
fair, I'll give one credit. Like when he's jumped into the halves in multiple times this year to either fill in for Cody or just other injuries, like we've actually played a lot better in attack.
I
Like,
think he's like a run first player.
I think
His
so,
Best
plays
thing's
the-
running, and when he gets his hands on the
We
ball,
saw
he
against
can,
the Dolphins, scored
yeah,
double.
he just
He's
goes
powerful,
left, right,
like.
just bunts through. Like
you got to remember this bloke won Dally M at one point. Clive Churchill medal winner. He pretty much wins every individual accolade
player.
there is.
Yeah.
So impressive, but yeah, it's going to be a big battle for South here.
I'm going to go Manly, though.
If they need a win, this is the game they need to win to sort of get back into the season.
yeah, we're second last. It's not pretty.
You lose
You're
this
not second
one.
last.
We're second last.
No.
And we've
We've
been
lost-
there like the last few
You're not
years.
second
The
last,
problem
though.
is, which is
Like
deceiving.
how are we second last with that team? That's
Yeah, I
what
know.
pisses
It's
me
just
off.
tough.
Wait, you skimmed over that pretty quick
We've
when we're
lost-
talking about wooden spooners. You didn't even mention South.
That's why I said I
nine.
don't
You were
want to
like-
mention
You were
it.
like, oh, Tigers,
Yeah,
Knights,
Knights.
Eels.
We've lost 9 out of the last 11.
Jimmy, we don't want to talk about it. It's a touchy
Mate,
subject.
It is
mate.
touchy,
Fucking
Jim.
hell.
It's a touchy subject right now, but
That
I'm going to be
is-
tipping Manly because I'm going to tip with my head. And we want to catch Mick on the tipping ladder.
You're a bad tipper anyway, so it's
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
for the best.
There you go. So, and you get a perfect round point as well.
Oh, here we go. of
So
course.
hopefully someone hits the perfect round.
Yeah.
And we got our Origin podcast just reinstating this Sunday night, Game 3 decider.
Yeah.
Tips, predictions, preview, everything. Make sure to check that
Live
out
stream
when it
Saturday.
drops. Live stream
There's a bit
Saturday on
happening.
Dabble. I think a few people had issues. They'll message me like, just click the link on our bio for Dabble, and then sign up, do all that, and then you got to click the banter tab, and then the racing stream that says Castrol
On a
live stream
Saturday,
to
yeah.
watch it.
Oh, they
on
struggling
the
to
Saturday.
find it.
They like go on the app and they don't know where to find the stream. So you got to click the
Right.
banter tab and then the live stream for the horse racing, and then you'll see the Castrol.
Super simple.
Very simple, and that's where all the fun happens at 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Should be.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that will do it. That's all from me.
It's all from me.
All from me.
See you guys.